From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope you had an awesome weekend out there. And this week, unfortunately, going to be pretty similar to last week and similar to what we saw for most of the month of January, in that it's going to be pretty mild and abnormally dry for this time of the year. Now, we will have a small chance of some showers for today, but going completely dry from Tuesday through Friday. It looks like things could pick back up a little bit more as we head into the weekend, and unfortunately there is considerable avalanche danger for today and tomorrow per the Northwest Avalanche Center. So we'll definitely talk a lot more about that later in the show, but first, fog for this morning. It's in the mountains. It doesn't look like it's impacting lower elevations too much, but we'll definitely keep a very close eye on things. Temperatures mostly right around freezing, a little bit warmer than that for the Bluefoot Hills, where we're spanning from 35 to 40 for Pendleton and Walla Walla. First Alert radar showing you some of that light precip now picking up for the Cascades. This is a rain-snow mix, and this will end up impacting lower elevations a little bit later on in the day, but it's going to come in the form of just some light rainfall. Low and shower chances today for the Tri-Cities from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. For lower elevations, the best chance of precip is actually going to be in the Kittitas Valley. It'll be about a 50-50 chance. So in general today, mostly dry, mostly mild, but again, up in the mountains, it's going to be very interesting with that avalanche danger that I'll talk about at length coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, after online threats surfaced, a 14-year-old Kennewick student has been convicted. We're going to break down the verdict and what's ahead for sentencing.
Plus, Franklin County is rolling out its budget for the year. This morning we'll show where the money is going and how commissioners balanced rising costs while also keeping public safety a top priority.
And from heat waves to unexpected outages, Hermiston's water system has faced some big challenges. Straight ahead, we'll see how new generators and expanding RV housing aim to strengthen the city's infrastructure and support growth. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. Thanks for waking up with us on this Monday as we start February.
And it's Groundhog Day, and apparently Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow. So
he did.
We're getting 6 more weeks of winter, but over here, it's not really looking too winter-like.
Not too wintry, I know.
So hopefully it stays that way.
We'll see.
Yeah, Josh will have more on that later in the newscast. But we do want to get into your top stories, and we're starting off with a crime alert. A 14-year-old Kennewick High School student was arrested and charged with attempted murder in a threat against Kamiakin High School. He's now been found guilty.
Mason Ashby was also found guilty of 11 counts of unlawful gun possession and threats to bomb or injure property. The guilty verdict came after just 4 days of a bench trial in juvenile court.
Now, this is the case we covered back in September. 2 students from Florida saw the threats on TikTok and notified the Kennewick Police Department, which set off an investigation, and the arrest was made. Now, sentencing for Ashby will be set at a later date.
6:02 following up in Franklin County, where commissioners have officially adopted the 2026 county budget. It's a plan that raises spending to meet public safety and legal demands while avoiding a property tax increase. Apple Valley News Now's Jen Hansen explains where the money's going.
Franklin County's 2026 budget is set at nearly $55 million, with revenues up more than 6% from last year. Administrators say it reflects a careful balance of growing costs, legal requirements, and public safety needs.
We're getting our financial house in order. We've adopted financial policies now that call and kind of direct us what to do in the budget, so it kind of takes a lot of the guesswork out.
The final budget shows a small deficit of $48,000, but if all department requests had been approved, that gap would have grown to over $7.5 million. Commissioners scaled back or denied some requests to keep spending in check. Despite rising costs, the budget does not raise property taxes. It includes no 1% levy increase, banked capacity, or road fund shift.
That's an absolute priority of our county commissioners. They do not want to raise taxes on their constituents. In fact, I think it's something that they're very, very adamant about.
Major spending increases target public safety and courts. Over $1.3 million goes to emergency communications for radio and system upgrades. Jail medical costs rise by nearly $500,000, and Superior Court public defense contracts increase by over $650,000. The budget also includes nearly $750,000 for capital projects to maintain county buildings and infrastructure. With the budget adopted, county departments are operating under a new plan in 2026, balancing critical services with fiscal responsibility. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And officials say rising labor and public safety costs remain a challenge, making next year's budget discussions just as important for residents and taxpayers.
Taking you to Pasco now, where City Council has heard an update on a tentative labor agreement with non-uniformed police staff during a workshop meeting. The presentation last week focused on a one-year collective bargaining agreement for 2026 between the city and the Pasco Police Officers Association non-uniformed unit. The deal covers positions like crime analysts, evidence technicians, and police support specialists with an estimated fiscal impact of $30,000. City officials say the agreement also helps streamline benefits and reduces future disputes.
The agreement aligns our health, dental, and vision language and contributions within the contract to be aligned with the non-represented employee benefit group.
No formal action was taken, with council expected to consider approval at a future meeting.
Taking you to Oregon, where the city of Hermiston is moving forward with two major projects aimed at addressing key infrastructure needs.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with the assistant city manager to learn how these projects could impact residents.
The city of Hermiston recently received more than $600,000 in federal funding to purchase and install two backup generators for the Hermiston regional water system. The funding is a part of a larger $5 million project, with the remainder of the cost covered by private industry. The system, operated by the Port of Umatilla and the city of Hermiston, supplies water to local industry and more than 20,000 residents, but currently has no backup power source in the event of an outage.
That $665,000, that's to cover our portion of the overall system. So the way that we operate that system is it's all based off of what your capacity to pull water is.
Morgan says through the years of working with the system's industrial users, the need for backup power became clear.
Our private businesses, many years ago, we've been working with them, and we identified that one of the biggest risks to them is power outages on that regional system.
Morgan points to a power outage several years ago caused by a car striking a power pole near the system that shut down the water service on a day when temperatures climbed above 100 degrees.
Our largest customers, they are power generation facilities, and so they use the water for cooling, and so when it's 105 degrees out, you know, they're selling lots of electricity. Everybody in the Northwest is running their air conditioners, doing all that type of thing.
Morgan says the city is also moving ahead with a separate project, the construction of a new temporary housing spaces.
With Amazon Web Services, they've provided us with $8 million to construct RV spaces in town. Primarily, they have an interest in developing additional housing for all of the construction contractors that come into the region.
Hermiston city officials tell me that the two RV spaces will be split up into two separate areas, with the RV spaces on Airport Road being reserved more for AWS construction workers involved with those Amazon construction projects, whereas the Ott Road RV spaces will be reserved more so for events happening at the Eastern Oregon Trade and Events Center.
What we did at this last council meeting was, number one, we awarded a construction contract for the portion that's actually internal to the fairgrounds area.
Hermiston officials say both projects are designed to strengthen infrastructure while supporting continued growth in the community. In Hermiston, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And construction on the RV project is expected to move forward as planning approvals are finalized.
This includes the installation of the water system's backup generators, anticipated in 2027. And keep it here, because coming up next, in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, the countdown has wrapped up for a tradition nearly 140 years in the making. And we'll take you through the preparations behind the prediction and how one groundhog puts this small town on the map every year. We're talking Groundhog Day after the break.
And giving you a live look outside this morning from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to break down your first alert forecast after the break.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. Because at Schweitzer, your best day can start in the village or at the summit and everywhere in between. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking. Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Great homes start with great appliances, and great appliances start at Fred's Appliance. Swing into Fred's Appliance and shop the full line of KitchenAid. From refrigerators to ovens, every KitchenAid appliance is on sale now. Like this KitchenAid dishwasher. Now save over $500. With the largest in-stock get-it-today inventory in the region and price match guarantee, Fred's makes upgrading your home easy. Family owned since 1962, we are your local appliance expert. Fred's Appliance. Local like you.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Let Schweitzer be your next winter getaway. A place where the views are as good as the company. And the skiing is as electric as the experience. Explore Schweitzer. All days, always.
A waterfall, a footbridge, and more. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yes, we do have considerable avalanche danger for today and tomorrow up in the Cascades, and it's not me saying that. This is per the Northwest Avalanche Center. So let's take this day by day. First, here's today's avalanche danger. It's going to be the west north and the west central slopes that'll see the highest danger. And so we'll take the deepest dive into the zone that's closest to our viewing area. That would be the west central slope. So this would include places pretty close to Snoqualmie Pass, Darrington, Skyhomish. It's going to be above 5,500 feet where the danger is going to be the most considerable. Then for tomorrow, that considerable danger much more widespread. So tomorrow is going to be the much more dangerous day. Once again, the west central slopes. This time it's going to be considerable danger above 4,500 feet. Then for Stevens Pass, it's going to be considerable above 6,000 feet. Then we'll show you Snoqualmie Pass, considerable above 5,500 feet. And then finally for the west-south slopes, and this would include places like Mount Rainier, Morton, White Pass, Mount Adams, be considerable danger above 6,500 feet. So this is serious stuff. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll talk about what to do if God forbid you see an avalanche headed your way, if you're buried by an avalanche. So we'll talk about that. But for lower elevations, hey, look, the weather's going to be pretty calm for this week. So I'll tell you why that's going to be the case coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. And we are continuing to talk weather. Millions of Americans right now, of course, still stuck in that deep winter freeze that we've been seeing across much of the country. Today, though, brought a little tradition to break up some of the monotony.
Punxsutawney Phil, the nation's most famous forecasting groundhog, saw his shadow this morning.
I think he's the only forecasting groundhog, right?
I think so, yeah. And then they just replace him and keep calling him the same name. But signaling 6 more weeks of winter. And now this morning, we visit the small town in Pennsylvania behind the prediction and how they prepared for the big day.
In Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, the star of the show is clear. It's a tradition that dates back almost 140 years.
Well, first of all, we're true believers. We actually believe in Punxsutawney Phil and Groundhog Day.
And neither snow nor ice nor wind chills in the single digits stop Punxsutawney Phil's faithful from a festive countdown to the Groundhog Day forecast.
Until then, He is warm and he is fed well, and he is, he makes a few appearances over Groundhog Day, but some of that time he's just resting and getting fed and staying warm.
The Punxsutawney Groundhog Club's inner circle, obvious around town with their top hats and tails, takes care of Phil and promotes the groundhog tradition year-round.
He does a lot of appearances throughout the year, just different tourist activities, visit some schools, does some parades. Wherever we're asked to go, really, we'll go.
But leading up to February 2nd, it's a flurry of activity in Punxsutawney's downtown and at the nearby Gobbler's Knob site, home of the Groundhog Day ceremony since it all began. With visitors scooping up merchandise with Phil's furry face, Phil-themed snacks and drinks,
Have a nice day.
and ringing up a midwinter's boost during some very cold days.
Punxsutawney, where we're sitting today, has an amazing Main Street, great businesses that get into the act. But it's also really important, not just today, but year-round. People know Punxsutawney, right, globally because of Groundhog Day.
In Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, I'm Karen Kafa.
It's a big to-do.
My favorite part is when they hold him up and he just looks so annoyed. Like, he just looks like, please just let me back into my little hole. Like,
Yeah, put me back in my stump.
Yeah, and in the South, we have a Punxsutawney Phil. It's Buc-ee's. And you know what he does? He doesn't tell us there's 6 more weeks of winter. He minds his own business and gives us good snacks and good bathrooms, clean ones.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it should be.
There's a couple
Punxsutawney.
other animal weather
Like city-
predictors. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they are,
city-themed
but
ones?
Punxsutawney, of course, being the most famous.
Buc-ee's isn't bothering anyone with this.
No.
Yeah.
We like him.
Yeah.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Speaking of weather, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert's going to be back as we give you that live look outside right now from our Apple Valley studios in Kennewick. He's going to let you know what you can expect as you start the week.
Important news alert. President Trump endorsed Amanda McKinney for Washington's 4th Congressional District.
President Trump endorsed me because he knows I'm a fighter.
Amanda McKinney will fight to grow our economy and improve affordability, keep our borders secure, advance American energy dominance, and always protect our farmers and families. Trump endorsed Amanda McKinney. America first. Central Washington always. Washington Rising is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Thinking about an RV show? Skip it and save some dough. At Broadmoor RV, you get real people, real prices, real service with the same great deals, no show required. Skip the crowds, skip the hidden fees, skip the show, and save some dough at Broadmoor RV, where we make camping fun.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home. I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you.
We're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We are here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
Driving the Nissan Kicks with intelligent all-wheel drive is like the best seat in the house. See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get a low $309 per month lease or get up to $1,000 customer cash on the 2026 Nissan Kicks.
Check out this awesome waterfall that one Native American tribe calls the center of the world.
A barrier broken open, making way for spirits to give their guidance to men.
Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live, Simu Liu plus Mikey Day from Is It Cake?
What's new this season? You're not going to believe this. We've got a lot of cake.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. we do have some small shower chances for this Monday for lower elevations. And you see already on First Alert radar some of that light wintry precip. So it's a rain snow mix for now for our Cascade passes, but that is already arriving from the west. And it looks as if this is trying to get down into the Kittitas Valley. Could maybe have a rain snow mix going on for Cle Elum right now, but the rest of us looking dry at least for now. But we'll put this into motion with Futurecast radar by 8 a.m. Looks like this is still mostly just in the valleys, but later in the morning this is eventually going to slide on over to the lower Columbia Basin and to the Blue Foothills. And then as we head into this afternoon and evening, looking mostly dry for lower elevations, but we'll still have a bit of a rain and a rain snow mix for both of our mountain ranges. And then the forecast goes completely dry from Tuesday through Friday. But for today, you can see those hour-by-hour rain chances for your exact home address by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. And perhaps you'll have more to track as we head into this weekend. But until then, Tuesday through Friday, looking completely dry. And it's because of this area of high pressure that continues to dominate the Pacific Northwest. High pressure, when you hear that, just think a lack of active weather, and we'll continue to have more of that. So here's how that's going to translate practically to the Yakima Valley. No rain chances from Tuesday through Friday. They'll step it back up a little bit into Saturday and Sunday. Definitely not a washout for this weekend, at least the way things stand for now. Then in terms of high temperatures, we'll continue to keep it above average by about 5 to 10 degrees, mostly hovering around 50 for this week, but by Sunday, maybe just a touch warmer. At that point, we'll be about 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Those overnight lows mostly going to hover around freezing. That freezing benchmark is 32 degrees. So that is also above average by about 5 to 10 degrees. All right, here's 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances today, then going back to abnormally dry weather Tuesday through Friday. For Yakima, mostly dry and mild week ahead of us, although shower chances could pick back up this weekend. For Ellensburg, a 50-50 rain chance Monday, maybe a foggy start to Tuesday. And then for Hermiston, a mostly dry work week with highs hovering right around 50 degrees. But look at that, 55 by the time we get to Sunday. And then for Walla Walla, small rain chances to book in this week, but otherwise our unusually dry and mild pattern continues.
Still much more ahead this morning on Good Morning Northwest, from a historic achievement for one of film's biggest names to the major casting update for a hit series. A look at the latest headlines from Hollywood coming up after the break.
Life moves fast. At Frechette Winery, we invite you to slow it down and savor the moment. Join us on Red Mountain for bold, flavorful red wines, a welcoming vibe, and experiences meant to be shared, from relaxed tastings to unforgettable wine and dinner events. Located just minutes from Benton City in West Richland, we're open daily, noon to 5. Come for the wine, stay for the warmth, experience the Frechette vibe. Great wine brings people together, and we'd love to welcome you to Frechette.
We're in this together. Sex and surgery all day.
Got this drive inside. Obsession.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser General Surgery Center.
The three little pigs needed a home because their old one blew over, but every mortgage felt like another scam.
The big bad wolf offered a loan.
Our rates will blow you over.
Then came Wolf & Company Mortgage. More hot air. The pigs were about to give up, but then they found Yakima Federal Savings and Loan.
Very helpful and friendly. And a great rate that made sense.
Skip the wolves. Trust Yakima Federal Savings and Loan for your home loan. Visit yakimafed.com. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready? Welcome to Jewelry Design Center. Locally owned, nationally recognized. Are you ready to be blown away? To be amazed? To be inspired? Are you ready for endless possibilities? An experience like no other. Jewelry Design Center. We want to be your jeweler for life.
Attention viewers, Good News Today, produced by Richland Lutheran Church, airing Sundays at 9 a.m., will be airing this Saturday at 5:30 a.m. And join Good News Today the following week on Saturday the 14th at 9 a.m.
Welcome to KVH Orthopedics, now in our newly renovated space that's modern and welcoming. with appointments available when you need them. Our state-of-the-art facility and advanced technology provide expert diagnostic and surgical care. Our team is with you every step of the way, helping you get back to the life you love. Experience the next level of orthopedic care at KVH. Schedule your appointment today. Kittitas Valley Healthcare, your home for health.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, a legendary name is marking a major milestone.
Filmmaker Steven Spielberg, now a part of a distinguished club in the arts. He became an EGOT winner on Sunday when he captured his first Grammy.
Spielberg won for producing the music by John Williams documentary. The documentary won the Best Music Film category, and the win means Spielberg now has captured an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Wow.
Very cool.
And while one icon is being recognized for a lifetime of work, attention is also turning to what's next, including new faces joining one of television's biggest shows. HBO announced the new cast for season 4 of The White Lotus last week, and I am so excited for this.
Oh, I cannot wait, I know. Actors Helena Bonham Carter and Chris Messina head the list. Others joining the show include model Marissa Long and actors Alexander Ludwig and Steve Coogan. Previous seasons now have been set in Hawaii, Italy, and Thailand.
No double P like y'all wanted on Friday?
I know, we're not hearing a return.
They better surprise us with her.
Yeah, they can't let everything out.
Yeah.
Well, season 4 will take place in France.
Ooh.
Filming is expected to start in April and continue through the end of October.
Wee. Yeah,
I know,
I
I
love
can't
this.
wait.
Oh my gosh. Okay, have you seen that one, White Lotus?
We talked about this on Friday. Y'all roasted me for not seeing it.
Oh, and we're going to roast you again.
It is on the list. It is on the list, I promise.
You've got
How
a
long is
long
this
list,
list?
sir.
It's a long list.
You ever going to get around to it?
Man, feeling the heat, feeling the heat.
Daggers.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to come out from the rock.
At least White Lotus, you'll love it.
It's so comfy underneath the rock, though. It's really comfortable.
Well, take a TV or something under there with you. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Leadership in Sunnyside remains up in the air after the interim city manager resigned. Now the city council's considering different options, but only one plan moved forward. We're going to break down what's next for the city's top job.
And Richland is planning a major public safety upgrade. City leaders unveiling a proposal for a new police station, but voters will ultimately decide if it moves forward. We have what you need to know coming up in your 6:30 half hour.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to beat their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Let Quantum Legal protect you and be your champion on the legal battleground. Whether it's a fight for justice in the face of criminal accusations, personal injury claims, or workplace accidents, Quantum Legal is your unwavering ally. An aggressive offense is your greatest defense. Quantum Legal is the sword and shield you've been seeking. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
You really think you can get me to like dark chocolate?
Without a doubt.
Won't it taste bitter?
Not this dark chocolate.
Now what?
We wait.
I can't. It's delicious. I told you it wasn't bitter.
From the Lindt Master Chocolatier, discover excellence. Expect delicious.
It's time.
What time is it?
The signs are obvious. It's time for something magnificent.
Something big.
Something new.
Something that moves you.
Something with a purpose.
It's all threaded together.
That's what movies are.
The Oscars, live March 15th on ABC and Hulu. Hosted by me, Conan O'Brien.
Next live, Simu Liu, plus Mikey Day from Is It Cake?
What's new this season?
You're not going to believe this. We've got a lot of cakes.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Apple Valley News Now's Young Hearts thanks Shelby's Floral and Hapo Community Credit Union for supporting Bikes for Tykes. If you know a child who needs a bike but can't afford one, click Bikes for Tykes on our website. From Shelby's Floral, Hapo Community Credit Union, and Apple Valley News Now.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Monday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Josh, how does it feel that the country looks to a rodent for the weather for the next 6 weeks? How does it
hurt you on the inside?
Makes me feel like, why'd I even go to school?
Why?
You know?
Yeah.
I could have just put on a goofy little. By the way, I think that whole thing is just an excuse so they can wear goofy little top hats once a year.
Look, I would love an excuse to wear a top hat
I think they wear
like
those top
that.
hats more than once a year.
Yeah.
I would.
You think they're just kind of like glued onto their heads at this point?
I think it's their whole. It's their thing.
It's their thing.
It's their thing.
It's a cool thing.
We'll let them have their thing, but
you have your thing.
Weather is my thing, so take that, you weather rodent. All right. Well, I saw my shadow this morning, so what does that mean? It means more mild and dry weather all throughout this week. Now, there is a little chance of a shower for today, but the rest of the week is definitely going to be mild and dry, and we are tracking that considerable chance for an avalanche up in the Cascades for today and tomorrow at least. So let's go ahead and talk about current conditions for this Monday morning. We're seeing fog up in the Cascades, up in the Blues, lower elevations. So far, so good. We'll definitely keep a very close eye on things. And in terms of temperatures, most of us hovering right around that freezing threshold, 32 degrees. It's 30 for Ellensburg, 29 for Yakima, 31 for the Tri-Cities, but a little bit warmer for the foothills where we're bouncing anywhere between 35 to 40. Okay, first alert radar is showing you some very light precip this morning. It looks like a radar algorithm is picking up on a little bit of a rain-snow mix within the Kittitas and Yakima Valley, so we'll definitely keep a very close eye on that. But in terms of your umbrella cast for the rest of this Monday for the Yakima Valley, 10 to 20% chances all throughout the day. And it's definitely not going to be a washout. So for this Monday, high is going to end up in the 40s and 50s. The best precip chance is going to be in the Kittitas Valley, but to the east of there, about 10 to 30% chances. But we'll take you back up to the mountains to talk about that considerable avalanche danger for today and tomorrow. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Hi, Josh. Thanks. We begin this morning in Richland, where city leaders are taking a first step towards a major public safety project. Last week's city council meeting, where officials laid out a plan to build a new police station, replacing a facility they say can no longer meet the needs of the department. Well, the proposed project has a few options being looked at, from buying a building to designing and constructing a new facility on city-owned land. Funding would come from voter-approved debt. A ballot measure could go before voters sometime this year after existing library debt is paid off.
The conclusion is that the building's too small for our current need, and through a number of studies by qualified people, the building can't easily be expanded, unfortunately.
City leaders say the project would cost about $31.7 million with an annual net impact of less than $500,000 on the general fund. A scoping and feasibility study is expected later this year ahead of any final decision to move forward. Council members stress again no new debt would begin until existing obligations are retired, and voters would have the final say if the project moves to the ballot.
Now to Sunnyside, where the city manager position is once again uncertain after interim city manager Jim Bridges submitted his resignation. City Council held a special meeting last week to determine next steps. Several motions were considered. One of them, Council member Julia Hart, proposed forming a committee with the mayor, deputy mayor, and one council member to explore interim options and begin a search for a new city manager using the agency, but that motion failed. Council member Tom Dolan then moved to appoint the Sunnyside police chief as interim city manager for up to 3 weeks, but that motion also failed. And council member Ramon Chavez later proposed bringing back former city manager Mike Gonzalez. Again, that one failed too, and the council then moved on to consider a fourth motion by council member Hart.
Appoint Chief Lehman for 3 weeks as interim director as we go forward, creating a committee to seek a long-term interim director, city manager. Also to hire Coleman, the Coleman Basinger, I'm not saying her name right, as the headhunters to help us as we move forward, seeking a long-term city manager.
And the motion also included appointing a committee, including the mayor, deputy mayor, and council member George Galvin, to develop a set of criteria, and that motion did pass. And keep it here, because coming up next, it was a night to remember for a Mustang star. We'll see how junior Herbie Wright not only broke decades-old records, but also aims to take her team even further this season. That's coming up when we talk sports after the break.
A waterfall, a footbridge, and more. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Plus, get 60 months, no interest. The President's Day Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Life happens. Lucky for you, the new ICCU Central Plus checking account comes with benefits, including cell phone protection.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
That's right. Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
Driving the Nissan Kicks with intelligent all-wheel drive is like the best seat in the house. See why it's been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy 5 years in a row. Drive the reimagined Nissan Kicks today. Now get a low $309 per month lease or get up to $1,000 customer cash on the 2026 Nissan Kicks.
BOGO time is back at Vance. Right now through March, when you buy a new AC, the All-Star Team at Vance will throw in a furnace for free. That's right. And our licensed professionals will handle it all. Call us today because this offer won't last. Upgrade your system and get peace of mind and savings all year long. Ask your system designer for details. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance. Vance Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric.
We are the Dillos. We are from Northern Kentucky. Being out in a rural area, coverage is pretty hit and miss with other carriers. So switching to T-Mobile solved a lot of problems that we had.
If I'm able to use T-Satellite now, we've got coverage no matter where we're at.
America's best network needs off-the-grid satellite coverage with T-Satellite. And now, for a limited time, get our most value-packed plan ever. Families can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last. Plus, get 60 months, no interest. The President's Day Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens.
I'm reporting in Kennewick and Walla Walla.
Reporting from Granger. One television station leads the way with local news you trust.
We're Apple Valley News Now, and we're on your side.
Always on your side.
The story that shocked the nation.
13 siblings held captive by their parents.
Now, for the first time, 3 of the youngest Turpin children on how the horror happened a second time in a foster home.
It was a nightmare.
A Diane Sawyer special, Tuesday night on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I just wanted to touch on the precip moving in fairly quick for this morning. That is significant because temperatures in the valleys are still below freezing, so we could get a little bit of a rain-snow mix for either valley. We could definitely see some slick roadways. Please, please, please keep that in mind for this morning on your morning commute, and depending on how fast this makes it to the basin, we might have to deal with the same thing for the Tri-Cities and Hermiston a little bit later on this morning. We're tracking that very closely. We're tracking this very closely as well. Considerable avalanche danger for today and for tomorrow at least. And so here's a look at today's avalanche danger. Considerable danger for the west north and the west central slopes. And then for tomorrow, a lot more widespread, stretching all the way down to White Pass and Mount Adams, including Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass. So what is considerable avalanche danger? Well, it means that natural avalanches are possible. Human-triggered avalanches are likely. The size and distribution, there's a very wide array of outcomes. But the advice we have to pass along is that you have to evaluate the snowpack very carefully. You have to be very cautious as you're finding your routes, and very conservative decision-making is essential. Now, folks, the graphic I'm about to show you, I file this way. I file this one under the, I hope you never, ever, ever, ever have to use this advice, but if you're buried by an avalanche, yes, it is possible. Create an air pocket. Try to cup your hands around your face to breathe. Stay calm, conserve air. Signal if possible, shout, tap, use any signaling beacon, and wait for rescuers. Digging snow too soon can cause collapse. And again, I hope you never have to use that advice. We always like to stay safe as opposed to sorry. Okay, for lower elevations, definitely lower stakes for the forecast over the next 7 days, but I will touch on those small shower chances that we could have for today. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 640 talking sports this morning, where Prosser High School junior Herbie Wright now holds the girls' record for most points scored in a basketball game.
Apple Valley News Now's Jake Gable has more from this new record holder.
In a game against Toppenish, Herbie Wright had herself a historic night. Wright scored 57 points in the 98-55 win, outscoring the entire opposing team by herself.
I was just prepared for another game. I would say it was definitely a little bit different. Like, the last few games have been a little different for me mentally. Like, I've just had a different mental drive that I wanted to win, play my best, and do whatever it takes to help my team win. So I wouldn't say it was necessarily super different, just kind of something that happened.
Her effort broke several records in the process. She now holds the Yakima Valley girls' single-game scoring record and the Prosser girls' scoring record. The school record had stood for over 30 years.
It was definitely really special. It's something I've talked about with trainers, coaches, my family, and it's a goal of mine, and it's something I've wanted to do since freshman year, and it was just really special to be able to do it on the home court with the fans and my team and everyone that I love.
Not only does she now hold multiple records, but as a junior, she moved up to third all-time in career scoring in Prosser girls history. But record in hand, there's more Wright wants to accomplish with her team.
I'm really proud of our team. We started strong. We had a few games that we lost, but we bounced back, and I think our mentality has just changed a lot, and we're ready to go as far as we can. We want to finish the season strong, and you can tell that we're putting a lot more intensity and energy into our practices and our games and playing together as a team, so it's really fun.
After a trip to the state semifinals last season, Wright will try to lead the Mustangs further this year with the regular season coming to an end. In Prosser, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And Prosser has 2 games remaining on the season.
A win in their next game against Selah would clinch the conference title for the Mustangs.
Good luck to them. All right, keep it here, because coming up next, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh is back with your full First Alert weather forecast. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Brace your taste buds. Don't miss out on the new DQ $6.99 Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket. A spicy, bold heat, served with a side of our cool, sweet DQ soft serve as a dip. All for just $6.99. Plus, try a sweet, spicy sip of lemonade made with tahini. It's the new Spicy menu for a limited time, only at DQ.
That's it. Stand the angle.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because we're as committed to protecting your dreams as you are to taking care of them and teaching the next generation.
Looking good.
Bundle home and auto and save up to 40%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, causing irreversible vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay is the #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for new GA patients. Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression, which may help preserve your vision longer.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Slow your GA. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Ghirardelli Caramel and Chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your spa day, the apprentice to your sensei, the partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes Valentine's a bite better.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have those low-end chances for showers for today. Let's go ahead and put this into motion with, well, first we'll show you First Alert radar, then we'll put it into motion with Futurecast. But you can see this precip moving in a little bit sooner than what we were anticipating. Those temperatures in the valley still below freezing, so we could either be seeing a rain-snow mix or a little bit of freezing rain, but those roadways could definitely be a little bit slick on this Monday morning commute. So please keep that in mind as you're headed off to school or work. Okay, we'll put this into motion with Futurecast radar now. By lunchtime, looks like this is on top of the Tri-Cities and moving into the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains as well. Then into the afternoon and evening, it looks as if we'll trend a good deal drier, still dealing with some precip up in the mountains, but as we head into Tuesday, that is when our forecast is going to go totally dry, and it's going to continue to stay that way through at least Friday. So for today, you can see those hour-by-hour rain or perhaps a rain-snow mix, but chances of that for your exact home address by downloading the Apple Valley News Now First Alert weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. There's probably going to be more to track as we head into the weekend. But from Tuesday through Friday, there's not going to be much to track at all, as our forecast is going to go, well, it's going to stay mild, but it's going to go completely dry, and we can thank these for that. These areas of high pressure that are dominating the Pacific Northwest. High pressure shields us from active weather, so that's exactly what's going to transpire from Tuesday through Friday. Here's what it's going to look like in the Tri-Cities. Low-end chances for rainfall for today, which we've touched on, and we've also touched on the dry stretch from Tuesday through Friday, but stepping back up those rain chances into Saturday and Sunday. For now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a washout for the weekend. That's still 6-7 days out. And then in terms of our high temperatures, going to hover right around 50 through Saturday, and then a jump up in temperatures into Sunday. At that point, we'll be about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, and those overnight lows mostly going to stay in the mid-30s, although we could have some low 30s pretty close to freezing. So the moral of the story is we continue to keep things mild and dry. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small shower chances today, then going back to abnormally dry weather Tuesday through Friday. For Yakima, a mostly dry and mild week ahead of us, although shower chances could pick back up this weekend. For Ellensburg, a 50-50 rain chance Monday, then maybe a foggy start to Tuesday. For Hermiston, a mostly dry work week with highs hovering right around 50 degrees. And finally, for Walla Walla, small rain chances to bookend this week, but otherwise our unusually dry and mild pattern continues. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
Good morning, I'm Will Reeve, and what do you do after you win a Grammy? You come backstage and you talk to GMA.
Lady Gaga!
You set up on stage that you still feel like you need to pinch yourself about all of this, about the Grammys, all the success. Why is it that you feel that way?
I'm such a deep lover of music, but I'm definitely not the only one. You know, there's people all over the world that love music, love making music, love writing music, love singing, playing musical instruments, and I just feel kind of beside myself that I get to be here and be a part of this night where we're all celebrated for our work.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have even more from backstage at the Grammys. All the winners, the presenters, and the biggest night in music, they'll be right here backstage, and you're going to see it all. From Los Angeles at the Grammys, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News.
Moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep you out of the picture. Now, there's Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Control of my symptoms means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Get back in the picture. Skyrizi is proven to help deliver relief, repair, and remission. Feel significant symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year, and help people achieve lasting remission.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Ready to get back in the picture with Skyrizi?
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and UC combined.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines this morning. NASA is getting ready to launch the Artemis II rocket into space with 4 astronauts on board. The agency is preparing for a dress rehearsal at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, aimed to take place today, but cold weather and strong winds could alter those plans. The initial plan was to launch the Artemis rocket later this week, but that'll now be pushed back until engineers can review the results of the dress rehearsal. And once the mission gets underway, the astronauts will orbit the moon in the Orion spacecraft, and this will be the first manned mission to the moon in more than 50 years.
6:51 of your business headlines this morning. Venezuela is making it easier for foreign businesses to invest in its oil industry. A new law allows them to manage oil fields, a task formerly reserved for a state-owned company. Legislation meets a demand from President Trump. He wants U.S. companies to invest in Venezuelan energy after the U.S. captured the country's leader. And talking sports this morning, Seattle Kraken extending their winning streak to 4 games with a 3-2 victory over the Vegas Golden Knights on Saturday. Seattle jumping out to an early 2-0 lead in the first period, dominating the ice with fast transitions and solid puck control. Vegas battling back in the second, scoring twice and tying the game with just seconds left in the period. Kraken responding quickly in the third, regaining the lead with a sharp rebound goal and holding off the late Vegas surge. Seattle's defensive pressure and timely saves kept the Golden Knights from scoring again, securing the win and keeping the Kraken in 3rd place in the Pacific Division. 6:52 now to the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. A 14-year-old Kennewick High student has been found guilty of attempted murder in connection with a threat against Kamayakan High School. The teen, Mason Ashby, was also convicted on 11 counts of unlawful gun possession and making threats to bomb or damage property. Bench trial lasted 4 days. Guilty verdict followed an investigation that was triggered when 2 students in Florida reported the threats via TikTok. Sentencing will be scheduled at a later date.
In Sunnyside, the city manager position is once again uncertain after interim city manager Jim Bridges submitted his resignation. Bridges had been filling in temporarily and stepped down amid ongoing questions about city leadership and administrative priorities. The resignation leaves city officials considering next steps as they search for a permanent replacement. Discussions are ongoing about how leadership changes will affect city projects and governance in the coming months.
Pasco City Council recently heard an update on a tentative one-year labor agreement with the non-uniformed police unit, including roles like crime analysts, evidence technicians, and police support specialists. The agreement, projected to cost about $30,000, aims to streamline benefits and reduce future disputes. No formal action was taken at the workshop meeting, but council members are expected to consider approval at an upcoming session.
Franklin County's 2026 budget is about $55 million, and the final plan shows a $48,000 deficit after commissioners scaled back some department requests. Property taxes will not increase, and the budget avoids levy hikes or shifting road funds. Major spending increases focus on emergency communications, jail medical costs, and Superior Court public defense, while $750,000 is set aside for capital projects to maintain infrastructure. Departments are now operating under the new budget, balancing services with fiscal responsibility.
And Richland city officials are exploring options to replace the current police station, which they say no longer meets the department's needs. Plans include buying an existing building or designing a new facility on city land. Now, the project would cost about $31.7 million, funding through voter-approved debt with an annual net impact under $500,000 to the general fund. A feasibility study is expected later this year, and no new debt would begin until existing obligations are retired. Voters would have the final say if the project goes to the ballot.
Trending now this morning, an ancient mummy portrait from Roman Egypt is heading to auction, and it's expected to go for at least $350,000.
And there it is. Sotheby's in New York is putting the painting up for auction this week. It's one of the Fayum mummy portraits created between the 1st and 3rd centuries.
Portraits were painted with beeswax and pigment on wood and placed on mummified bodies, and the works are known for their realism.
Experts say it predates European Renaissance realism by more than 1,000 years. Why does that look like someone? I don't know, like some sort of actor maybe? Maybe my uncle? I don't know. Kind of, I don't know. I feel like...
You know that guy?
I feel like he's, I don't know.
He looks like the guy with the mustache from Severance.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know his name.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I know he's a legendary actor, and I don't know.
Not my uncle, yeah.
I don't know
Close.
his name.
Kind of.
Close, yeah.
A little far, but yeah, I don't know. He's just...
He did have a familiarity to him. Yeah. Wild. That's a wild thing to have.
I don't know. The way I would just start like looking into my ancestry though, just to...
I just wonder what...
Can I get some money out of this, you know? No.
What collector wants that?
I guess like museums, maybe. I don't know, other ones.
That's a rare piece of antiquity.
Yeah, it's my uncle.
I mean, I personally wouldn't want it, but I could see why someone else would.
Yeah. It's an oddity, yeah. All right, get us out the door this morning. What can we expect?
Yeah, we are expecting, in general, it's going to be a mild and dry week, but this morning is rather interesting. First, taking a look at the fog, it's mostly up in the mountains. Nothing too terribly interesting about that, but look at the temperatures right now in the valleys and also for the Tri-Cities. It's 31, 29, 30, mostly below freezing. This precip moving in just a little bit sooner than we were anticipating, so we could see a bit of a rain-snow mix. It looks like the radar algorithm's picking up on a rain-snow mix as we speak for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. If that is truly the case, and I was looking at those current observations just a little bit ago, but if that is truly the case, then of course you would want to take it very slow on your morning commute, as those roadways could be a little bit slick. Okay, later in the day for the Tri-Cities, it looks as if we'll just have low and shower chances. In general, today is going to be mostly dry, pretty mild out there, highs getting into the 40s and 50s, and that is going to be the MO all throughout the week. But again, up in the mountains, considerable avalanche danger, at least for the next couple days. Please be safe if you venture out into the backcountry.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next. We're back tonight with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.